forums, that's important because that's, to me, a great place to ask for help, get advice, and interact. Add something else to that.
Actually, I think in time as this grows, this may end up being one of those places where you're actually a featured member. It's going to be these kind of things, not the picture. In a while, the picture kind of thing will just be, well, he must know somebody or they must know each other or something, you know. But this is one of those areas really, really, really liked by Google and the search engines. But it ends up being a place where you can ask for something, but it's kind of like the setup. You know, you can set some things up that help you along the way too. But here's what I'll be real quick. I'm amazed at the quality and the depth and breadth of 800 and some odd people that have joined us. I don't believe right now there is a question I could come up with in my head as a small business answer that I can't go to this little network right here, go into the database, and here's the important thing, and have somebody that's given the implied consent for me to contact them. It's important. You don't get a complied consent from somebody at the chamber you join to just contact them out of the blue. You get that here. That's important. You can connect. You can't sell them. You can connect when you ask them questions to do stuff. Don't do things that they're going to retain. Don't ask for a bunch of questions on on consulting. You're not going to contact some of these folks to sell their time and knowledge, and just keep asking a lot of questions. But you sure could put something out to do with. And again, if it helps other people, and that forum entry keeps flowing, and other people find it as they join tomorrow and next month or whatever, you're still there. You're the person who started that kind of thing that helped folks. It's a really cool area.
Anyone old enough to remember Dale Carnegie? Yes? What did he say about making contacts and friends? Ask questions. But not questions like, do you want to make $1 million? Or would you like to die alone? Or something like that, right? It's actually asking for honest help on something. Quality question. Here's one I asked for an expert on
Yes,
ACT.
no, by the way.
Right. I asked for a question about an expert on ACT. My database crashed. It was pretty serious. 8,000 people in it. I couldn't get access to it. And Deirdre right in it gave me a contact of a person. He actually solved the problem. He's now part of Inside919. I asked for somebody for an AC problem. An AC person who showed up, and then when I called him, it sounded like he had partied too much and it was only 5 in the afternoon. So I need a new AC person. I got a huge list of people. Thinking about things you need and asking for help is another great way to build relationships.
And looking for somebody that asks the question and being the person that refers them is what you're almost being taught all the time anyway. You're already taught to try and help people. The person that's the most connected. You want to be the person that's like I got a guy, I got a gal. You want to be the guy and the gal at the end of that, I got a guy or I got a gal. And you want to have a bigger network than anybody else, so that you'll always be asked for that. Who's your mechanic? Who does your lawn? Who's your insurance person?
Now here, I left this open. Would you mention the feature of closing a discussion?
We just closed our first discussion that it was that stone soup project that we're doing, trying to do one thing a month. And folks got on that. It was for October. At the end of it, it's a time capsule. We closed that thing so that the cool thing about that is just the few people that were there forever, they're locked to that moment in time and what they did. Later on, somebody can't come in there and add some stuff. There's no link love later on. That was kind of done. So it allows you in a moment of period of time to, again, increase your reputation, etc. If we had conversations that really were getting out of line, what we try and first do is just put something out there that says, hey, don't hijack the conversation. If it looked like it was just going to go, well, obviously, from an administrator that works for the community, it gets locked or gets deleted. It's kind of that way.
So, for example, I might close. I've got a back result. That's a good example of closing something, right?
No.
No. Okay.
Because someone else may be in the network that joins us next month. That, quite frankly, Peter should probably have some competition.
So it could
you may know it stays open, and there may be more, or there may be somebody else that comes in here and says, and here's another thing. Peter was great. You said Peter was great. I have the same problem. I come here, I find Peter, and then I add at the bottom here, Peter was great for me too. We just help Peter. Again, it's not a moment in time. It's a long history of stuff. It's not what it does now,
Now let's go to groups, because that was one that you brought up was so important. Groups. The first thing with groups is look to see if the group on the topic you want's there and join. Because really, if you're setting discussion, you'll actually get even a little more exposure by participating than managing. Then, also, if you create a group, you need to manage it or consider closing it down. I've had groups I started, and I talked to Pat, and he said it's really better to have that in the forum discussion, so I posted a note and then closed it down. So first see what's there and participate. Join and get involved in it.
Let me tag on that.
Yeah.
It just showed you that almost all of these business networking in Raleigh, NC, Cary, NC, that's being indexed. It's big. Well, all of you have business and all of you have category. You go into that group and join the town group and you bring your category to it because you're already going to get kind of some link love from that. Now put a link to your website. Do not put a link to your website to the home page. That's very easy to get. Dig in. So if it's about in Raleigh or whatever, you may want to go to a real estate, the part of your real estate or your whatever page that talks more about your Raleigh stuff. Marketing. If you're in marketing on the site, then we're already bringing you the marketing word, the business word. People are already creating content that has to do with your stuff. Join that group. Add something to it. Okay. Here's the thing though. If you just do what I say and that's all you do, and you just did that and said, man, I got my link. Understand what you just did too. You'll be known. You can't just go in there and do one thing and say, but I got my selfish link, I'm in. Now let me go and see where else I can go live. You know, don't join a group you don't plan on participating in. You know.
The groups can also be set up where they control the emails that go out or not, and that's up to the person who creates it.
Yep.
Blogs, we've gone into that. Again, to review blogs, you can add blogs in here, and then they all go into the main feed and show up on the main page, and ultimately show up in the main blog area. So you've got history on here. Again, on the blog, try to provide something of value for people and that might be of interest to them. I added, let's see, we'll get into my blog.
That professional networking group that he did, that's already starting to show up on like page 2.
Yeah.
That's professional networking now. It's pretty cool term, you know? And knowing Martin, he's going to create more and more great content along the line. So if you're in any of that kind of business, caught. Grab his coat.
So, listing the blog of events and activities that are going on. So we've got blogs. Utilize it, add a picture. If you don't know how to do it, you could ask one of us of how to add it, but you can add a little picture, and if you go in, it will put it on the right-hand side or left.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Add a blog.
Add a blog, right.
It's pretty much the same thing throughout. There's add a picture.
Right. And then options. That's an important thing to show. Because here you click the box that says right or left hand side and then thumbnail, so if it's a larger picture it doesn't dominate the whole screen.
And wrap text around.
Exactly, and wrap text around. Yeah, you click that one too.
Okay, and so all these tools, bold, whatever, they're right there, you know, and this is consistent with pretty much everything.